Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to the WDW Fan Zone Show. Tonight, we're going to talk about how you can save money on your next Walt Disney World trip. Tonight, we've got not a full house, but we've got more people here than we've had in quite some time, and I'm happy to see that, although Darlene is busy taking care of some personal business while the show goes on. What else is new? But Kurt, welcome back. Lottie, it's good to see you again. Great reaction to the show last week when your kids were on. Just to let everybody know, when Lottie, I, Kurt, Darlene, and John, when he comes back, when we stop doing the show, Lottie's kids are going to take over.
That works.
Yeah. So tonight we're going to talk about saving money on your next Walt Disney trip, or how you can save money on your next Walt Disney trip. Things are getting quite expensive, not just here at Walt Disney World, but everywhere. And we'll get into that in a couple of minutes. But before we get into that, I just want to mention the utmost, greatest, best, the absolute almightiest of almighties when it comes to travel planning, and that is Mouse Fan Travel. So whether it's a Walt Disney trip, a Disneyland trip, a Disney cruise, an adventure by Disney, some other type of vacation that might not have anything to do with Disney, your travel planners at Mouse Fan Travel and their subsidiaries have got you covered from the first day to the last day of your trip, and even after you get home from your vacation. They keep the great news coming to you wherever you are, whenever you are, wherever. Did I say wherever you are already? But they really do take care of their clients like nobody else does. You'll never find customer service better than the great folks at Mouse Fan Travel. So if you're looking to go on a vacation this year, no matter what your budget is, they can get you where you want to go, how you want to go. They work with your budget. They work with the group you want to go with, or even if it's a solo trip. It's your way, the only way, with the very best there is, was, and will be, Mouse Fan Travel. And you can find out more about the greatest travel planner there ever is, was, or will be by going to www.mousefantravel.com. That is www.mousefantravel.com. And please let them know WDW Fan Zone sent you. All right. Lottie's trying to work out some glitches in her computer, although she looks fine. Darlene is still taking care of some personal business, so she'll join us eventually. Probably interrupt us in midstream. But Kurt, I know you're a DVC member. You've seen prices go up every year for DVC. You've got a trip coming up this year.
Mm-hmm.
Have you done anything to mitigate your costs? Got to keep rising and rising?
Yeah, you definitely got to start you researching not just about the physically being on site, but even before that. I mean, you got to have tickets before you can even do anything. And what we found was, if you're a AAA member, right now the best ticket prices available are through AAA, unless you've got some really good deal going on somewhere else. They don't offer annual passes, but for tickets themselves, you will save money going to AAA instead of going straight through the mouse.
Yeah. And there's a misconception that if you book through Disney, you're going to get a better deal. That is not true.
Not true.
You might, but it's unlikely you will. What you want to do is you want to use a travel planner. Don't do it yourself. And when you use a travel planner, they will, if you have a good travel planner like Mouse Fan Travel, you will get the best deal there is out there. And people have the misconception that if you're getting free dining, you're going to save on your hotel. No, you're going to pay the rack rates for the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you save on the hotel, they're going to get you someplace else. So you got to be careful and see what the best deals are out there. And it changes from moment to moment.
And like you said, even with that, if you book directly through Disney and they have a better deal that's available, you can call Disney and they'll give you that better deal. Yep. But you got to go through the effort and do that. They're not just going to lower it for you.
Right.
Mouse Fan Travel will do that for you.
Yes.
But
Disney's
there's other,
not going to tell you.
Exactly. Other agencies may not take that effort to do it.
I know. I had that problem with a couple of agencies, one in particular that I won't mention, before I found Mouse Fan Travel.
Right.
And I even called them and said, hey, I heard there's a better deal. and I was told, "Oh, sorry, it's very limited. We can't do it for you." In other words, they didn't want to.
They want to take the effort.
Yeah. Yep. So that was the last time I used that agency.
Mm-hmm.
And then thank God I found the great folks at Mass Fan Travel.
You might as well go in and just do our sponsorship now.
We
We
already
did it
did.
already.
Oh, you did it already? Okay. Sorry, I missed it.
Yeah, we know.
It's been a whirlwind.
Um, so some of the ways, well, I don't want to get into all of them because I want to give everybody a chance to say what they want to say or give their tips. But one of the ways that's becoming very popular here is coming down to Disney World and not spending one of your days in the parks. That would be unheard of years ago. And now it's gaining popularity because people just can't. Number one, they can't afford to go to the parks every day. Well, some people, depending on their budgets. And another problem is that they don't want to wait on the lines and have to get stuck there. They'd rather spend their time elsewhere and put it to better use. And I think you're seeing more people staying off property now than ever before, even though Disney's still, you know what, if 10 people decide they're not going to stay on property, there are 10 people who will take their place. So Disney's not even worried about that.
I will say, even with
we do that.
Go ahead, Lottie.
Sorry, we do that. Not so much to save money, but that is a good idea. Good way to save money is to skip a park day. But we just need a break. You just take a day off to get some rest, and we end up saving money that day anyway because we're not in the park buying souvenirs and food. So taking a day off saves money in a few ways.
Another way to save money is not to eat at Walt Disney World, to go off property to eat. Now that gets a little bit tricky when you are spending a full day in the parks. You might want to bring your own food, ordering food from a nearby grocery store if you can't get to one. Yeah, good.
With that, yeah, you're right. No, number one, Disney Vacation Club, we even looked to see if we could change resorts or anything with when we're coming down, just on a whim to see if anything was available. It's booked solid. Like everywhere, there wasn't any open resorts for more than maybe one day here or there. But that's one of our first trips. When we're going into our hotel, we know we can't be until 4. And what we end up doing on the check-in day, if we're at the park first, when it comes time for a break in the afternoon, our break is over to Target. So we're getting our food, our drink. If we want an adult beverage, we're picking that up right then and there so that we can take it back to our resort. Keep those. Now, granted, we're Disney Vacation Club, so we've got the full fridge and freezer. But yeah, it's all just going right in there. And that way, every breakfast, we eat in our room.
Yeah.
So we save all that money there. So
that's the way to do it. It's I don't know how much breakfasts are now at the resorts. I know years ago they weren't that expensive, but it was still a heck of a lot cheaper if you had gone to a grocery store and had those little boxes of cereal or something else that you could just do quickly and keep milk in the refrigerator.
Yep.
Some of the things you can do when you're not going to the parks, if you don't have a car available and you're kind of stuck on Disney World. Well, I don't mean stuck, but if you're there at Disney World property, you can go to Disney Springs. You can go resort hopping. So there are things to do outside the parks that will save you money and maybe a little stress for a day if you break up your vacation that way. Darlene, what are some of the things you've done to save money on a Disney vacation? I know you're down here now, so you don't have to worry about that anymore.
Well, okay. Well, in the past, as you know, Stuart, we saved by staying at a vacation home on the price of the room itself. Because we were able to, stay at one of my friends' houses, and we were able to split it, and it was big enough for the 4 of us to stay in.
Yep.
We could even have had more people stay with us and
Yeah,
split it.
there were other bedrooms. That's right. 2
Yeah.
master bedrooms and 2 other bedrooms. That would
Right.
be
We had
fine.
plenty of room. So,
Yeah, yeah.
that's one big way. Renting a car nowadays, I can't really suggest renting a car. It's a little bit on the pricey side to rent cars now, but you can always Uber too. Or
Yep.
Uber seems to be a very popular way of going now too,
Yeah, I mean, when you think
or
of
Lyft.
Disney used to do everything they could to keep people on property. They're not doing that anymore. And I think a primary reason is they just don't need to because there are enough people in the parks spending their money, so they're not really losing out if a guest staying on private decides to go off property for a day or two. Um, but are there any other ways you guys can think of about? Because I don't want to monopolize everything here. That you can think of where people can save money at the parks or on their Disney vacation, not the parks, but on their Disney vacation once they're here.
One of the things we started doing, instead of buying a drink, well, my wife and I would share a drink initially. Now we realized if you get those filtered water bottles,
Yep,
they have water bottle filling stations all over the place now.
they do.
So using that, that you really need those filtered bottles. I'm sorry, your water is not very good in Florida. I hate to break it to you. So those filtered water bottles really do make a huge difference, and you're saving just tons of money every time you're thirsty. What is it? $4 for a water bottle now?
Oh,
$5.
well, it's $5 for a soda. I don't know. I think it's 4
Might
or
be
5
this.
for a
Yeah.
bottle of water.
So
But you could also go up to any station and just say, "Hey, can I have a
a couple
glass of
water.
ice water?" They'll give it to you for free.
Mhm.
And watch, now that they've heard that, they'll stop that.
Well, I
kidding.
was gonna
Right,
say,
yeah.
I mean, um, instead of buying a bottle of water, you can even go up to any of the quick service stands and ask for a cup of water with ice, and it really isn't the water is mostly all filtered now.
Yeah. Yep. Now, souvenirs, that's another thing. Don't buy any. Buy them online. Because at times Disney will give you a discount. They'll give you free shipping.
Mhm.
So you could skip the souvenirs if you really need to save money somewhere. I
And
know
then
when
you
you
don't have to worry about packing them to
yeah,
take them back.
but when you have children
Or
with you, that is so hard to say to
paying.
kids. You can't get a souvenir. Try that with your kid. Parents will.
Or you
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna chime in and say that, or you don't have to pay to get your extra heavy suitcase back home like I did the last time I was there with the kids. Extra $50 at the airport
Wow.
Mm,
Yeah,
for a souvenir that costs less than $50.
yeah.
right? Oh,
Well, and you just proved my point because I was going to mention, which was parents will take the shirt off their backs for their children. They may skip things for themselves, but if your little, boy or girl wants, that one particular souvenir, and if they're being really good, you're going to melt and you're going to get it for them anyway, no matter how much it costs. And guess what? Disney knows this.
well, and this is the thing, like you said about Shop Disney, they give you free shipping sometimes on $75. Sometimes they throw out an email that you got free shipping, or we just had a thing for 25% off.
Mhm. And also you can get Disney Parks items on their website as well.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And if you don't
Some.
see something, no, well, if you don't see something there, you can call them and say, "I
That's how
saw
you gotta
it
do it.
in this store. Is it available?" And they will bend over backwards to get you that item. Can't guarantee it.
Then you will pay for shipping. Yeah, because they're not going to run a special on that. But yeah, you're correct. If you're looking at the Disney store or Shop Disney, even though it says park items, they're not all in there.
Yep.
However, like you said, if you call them directly, they might be able to find it for you, and then you will pay for the shipping.
Yeah. Any other things you guys can think of to save money on your next Disney trip?
Share a meal.
Buy oh or
Something
get
along
kids
that
meals.
line. If you're an adult, you can get a kid's meal.
That was my next one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just order a kid's meal if you don't want to eat as much. We throw out so much anyway. It's
Yeah,
sick.
that's true. Do not get the dining plan. That's another way to save money.
Is that available again?
I don't know, honestly.
I don't think
Nope.
so.
But if it
I
doesn't
didn't
come
think
back,
it was. Yeah, I don't think it's coming back either, Stuart. So we can't really mention that.
yeah, you know what? I really hope it does not come back because it's not a savings anymore for guests, and I think, um, it's a hard sell for me. So I think Disney's better off just not doing it. I don't even think they should bring back free dining, and I know that's not going to be a popular statement that I'm making with our listeners, but because one way or another, when you get that free dining, you're paying for it in other ways, so it's not really free.
Lottie, did you have a thought?
A Walmart and Target before you go. A lot of Disney T-shirts and souvenirs and things you can find
Yeah.
at Walmart and Target, and you don't need to pay $50 for a shirt that you could get for $12.99 at Target. Just buy them before you go.
Yeah, something else, medications, even aspirin or Tylenol or Advil, bring that with you because you're going to pay a fortune in the parks. Batteries, ponchos for sure. Go to the 99-cent store and pay $1.25 for that poncho. That kills me. The Dollar Tree, they should change the name because it's not $1 anymore. But anyway, $1.25 for a poncho is a heck of a lot better than what Disney charges.
They just need to add an ish on the dollar.
Yeah,
$1-ish.
Yeah.
You could also what I've been doing lately is I usually buy gift cards before I leave, and then I just spend what's on the gift card, and once that's gone, it's gone. But if you have a Target Circle or you have a Target Red card, you get an extra 5% off. So buy your gift cards at Target, get 5% off, and then you can go to the Disney gift card website. I can't remember the exact domain name right now, but you can put all of them on one gift card. So you're not walking around with $25 gift cards. You can consolidate them all on one card via the website, and that saves quite a bit. If you think about it, $50, 5% off, you got a few gift cards that adds up pretty quickly.
Yeah, it does.
I was going to even say BJ's does the same thing.
A lot of places do.
Yeah, they do that, and sometimes during the holidays, I know Christmas is a hard time to do that, but sometimes they throw out their 10 or 20% off the Disney gift cards, which is nice.
Yeah, the Disney reward card. If you don't have
the Visa,
thing to get it, yep,
the Visa, yes,
and save those reward dollars for your trip.
That's our first 3 days of meal. Well, first 2 days of meals.
Yeah, it does come in handy. I can.
We almost had enough to pay off our stateroom charges on our cruise.
Wow!
Really? Oh, wow!
Great. Yeah, that's awesome. Any other things you guys can think of that we have? I'm trying to think if there's anything we haven't mentioned.
If you plan on going on multiple trips, I believe the magic number is still 10 or 11 days if you're planning on doing that. The annual pass is still the way to go. Even if it's a dozen days. If you're going to do 2 or 3 trips down to Disney, the annual pass is the way to go.
Yeah, if you can get it. If you can get it right now.
Right, which right now those aren't available either.
Yeah, and only I'm trying to think. If you're a DVC member, I think you can purchase one, right, Darlene? Or am I wrong?
Only the Pixie.
Only the Pixie, right. But if they become available, I think DVC members can get them in Florida residents. I do not think
anybody out of state cannot. Right. No.
Disney can't get that Pixie version either. All they get is I think it's the Pirate.
It's the highest one.
The second one is the only one that's available to DVC at a discount. But I know when it's much of a discount.
When we called to renew my husband's pass, they had to go and find out if he could renew down from gold to source, from the sorcerer to the pirate, because he only wanted to go certain times. He didn't mind the blackout dates, and they did get approval that he could do the pirate pass.
If you're an annual pass member, it's my understanding they will allow you to either upgrade or downgrade when you renew. If
But
you're
you got to
not
be a
an-
Florida member or Florida resident to go to a lower level.
yes, yes. But if you are not an annual pass holder, you can only get what is the pixie dust one right now. There's none other available, and we don't know when they're coming back. My assumption will be about the same time this year as last year, which will be right after Labor Day or around Labor Day, but I don't know. That's a guess on my part, honestly. There was something I wanted to mention about the annual pass. I can't remember what it was, though. All right. Well, if I remember, I'll chime in with it.
Well, the photo pass add-on for an
Yes.
extra
Yeah,
$100.
skip that. Right. Skip that if you want to save some money.
So yeah, skip that unless you really want to use it.
Yep.
Yeah, we've got ours on ours, and that's something I've just never done anything with.
Yeah.
Those photos. So
We had it twice. The first time we went crazy with it and used it on anything and everything. The second time was just like, oh, we got that picture already. Oh, yeah, the kids are a little older, but they don't want to stand still. They want to go on an attraction. We just didn't bother.
Right. And that's it. There's a couple things you could do with it that are really neat. However, for the most part, it's not. I don't, like you said, unless you're really into posing for a lot of pictures. Yeah, we get the ride pictures. That's about it.
Yep. Arnie, what do you think? Sleeping dog. He never, it's great. I love when he's in here. Yeah, there you go.
Another one with his back to me too.
Just briefly, I'll get off topic. His favorite thing in the world to do is to sit outside and hang out with people. When he's not outside, or after a long day of being outside, he comes in, lays down, and he's just like out until I have to take him out again later on. Or he'll bug me if he wakes up to take him out. But anyway, saving money at Disney World, it's getting harder and harder because they're finding new ways to get you to pay for things that you didn't have to before. There's no more fast passes. Now it's Genie Plus. And there's paper rides.
And Lightning Lane.
Yep. Yep.
And no more Magical Express.
Yeah. What you might want to do is if you always go to those character meals, maybe skip one and do, or don't do any sit down dining. That's something that bothers me a little bit with Disney now, because if you go to the parks and you don't have dining reservations, the likelihood you're going to get into a sit down restaurant, a good one, is very slim. The ones you will get into are the ones that don't have the greatest reputations, or unless you just get lucky and somebody cancels. But most of the restaurants have great reputations. I don't want to, sound like there were some bad ones at Disney. I have a couple that I'm not thrilled with, but 99.9% of the restaurants at Walt Disney are amazing.
If you have to do a character meal, one of the options to save some money is to do a breakfast meal rather than a dinner.
Yep, it'll be cheaper.
You will save money that way.
Yeah.
Also, I know, sorry, Disney, but for the Garden Rocks concert right now that are going on at Epcot, to go to one of the venues to see them and get pre-seating. I had an experience. We went to Rose and Crown for dinner, and you got a preset meal, and it was like $70 for this preset meal. And then when I went and sat in my seats, they were good seats, except for I had a lady stand up in front of me the entire time with her hands in the air, clapping.
That could happen any concert, though.
That's any concert,
Right. So,
unfortunately.
but I can't see spending $70 on a meal that I can't enjoy the seat to see somebody.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I mean,
That's not Disney's fault.
No, it isn't. But too, it
Did you
wasn't an
say
all
anything?
you could eat either. It was a preset meal.
Okay.
And I think for that amount of money for the Garden Rocks concert series, I mean, they're getting a little carried away with their pricing for these things.
Yeah, well,
And it was only a 30-minute concert. They weren't even the 45 to an hour anymore.
yeah, they're too well. It's been I think it's been 30 minutes for quite some time now. What I'd like to see them do, and they couldn't do it at the venue in Epcot because it would be too small. I'd like to see an after hours concert, no cost to the guests there. The park. Yeah, the fireworks at 9:00, 9:30.
They'll never do it.
Of course they won't. But I'd love. That doesn't mean I wouldn't love to see it. You have a concert where the band is playing for 2-3 hours. Just a full where they can get enough people there. There's no place in Epcot right now for that anyway. The only place I can think of is where Fantasmic is.
Did you say free?
Yeah,
you said free.
Well, if you have park entry that day, have a concert after park hours, like right after the park closes, you have the concert. And instead of the band playing a half hour, you rush people out and wait and they come back and do another set. Just let them do a 2-3 hours, show. But Epcot
For free.
They couldn't do it in Epcot. The only place I can think of is where Fantasmic is, and once that comes back, there goes that. So it's not going to happen.
The only other place they could do it is Magic Kingdom, but they're never
where there's no
right
there's
where
no
they do
space.
right where they do everything else,
So
right
by the
on that
castle.
main stage. Yeah.
But then you can't. There's no seating.
No.
They could do it at the Wild World of Sports, the stadium they have there, but then that's
There
a
you
venue
go.
you're going to charge for that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get charged your ticket price for like Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, the Very Merry Christmas Party. You're going to get charged for anything like that.
Yeah. Now, one thing we haven't talked about that I can think of in terms of saving money on your Disney trip is when you go. Disney has certain seasons, and these seasons keep increasing because with the prices. So there is no downtime at Disney now. So just look to see if you're really on a budget and time, and when you go, it doesn't really matter. Try to find which season is the cheapest.
A lot depends on who you're traveling with as well.
Yes.
Because if you're traveling with school-age kids, anytime during that and the summertime are going to be expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So when school's in session is when you're going to find it a little bit lower. But even like the week before, basically once colleges are out in May, the prices start to go up.
Oh yeah, yep.
Oh, before that, spring break.
Oh yeah, spring break.
Well, it's up at spring break, then it goes down for about 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden it's up again.
Yeah, well, it's Easter.
Mm-hmm.
After
Spring
no, I'm
break-
talking once
spring
Easter's
break.
done, it goes down a little bit, and then right in the middle of May, boom, it bumps up.
Well,
as soon
'cause
as
you-
colleges are out.
Yeah, because you also have Memorial Day.
Yep, Memorial
It's
Weekend.
before Memorial Day is the last weekend in
Mhm.
May, but even before then, those prices are back up.
Yeah, and you know what? There's a Run Disney Marathon this weekend here.
Yes,
Mm.
Princess.
We're at the tail end of spring break, and it's just like they have a marathon. It's going to be a zoo in the parks this weekend.
Don't
Yeah.
forget, they also have the
Sad about
surprise
missing it.
one,
Yes.
the surprise marathon too. In what,
Springtime
April?
surprise.
Yeah.
That's this
Yeah.
weekend.
No,
Oh, it's not
Princess
the-
is this weekend.
There's one this weekend that they may
No,
not have the
Princess
medals
is-
for.
Yeah, they got the medals in. Princess is in
they get
February.
them?
This is springtime surprise.
Oh, springtime surprise. This one is. Oops.
surprise.
Surprise.
Someone just ruined that surprise. Oh, Lonnie.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it's
That was there.
Disney races. Yeah, it's. I'm not going to criticize the Disney race. I know people want the medals. You're paying a lot of money for that medal to do it virtually. And I understand people will do it virtually to get that medal, but wow.
And aren't they the same price whether you're on site or
Yes,
virtual?
I think they are.
Yeah, man.
That's incredible.
So I registered for Wine and Dine, the 5K.
Oh, yay.
We'll see how this works out. I said I wasn't gonna do it, and then the next thing I knew, I was in the queue waiting for a registration, and then I got through the queue, and the next thing I knew, I was putting my credit card in. It's like I can't help myself.
I don't know about you, Stuart, but I couldn't get in. I forgot to log in. I didn't even look.
I'm with you, Kurt.
Well, there you go. That's how you save money. Race weekend. You register for the 5K instead of the challenge. That saves a
This is
bunch of
true.
money. You get there. You get to be there race weekend. You still get a medal. You get a whole lot less miles, and your pocketbook is not attacked as much as it is because it went up this year. Did you see that, Darlene? That 5K was $105.
No, I didn't because I didn't even look.
Well, the medals
Oh.
cost more money now.
Right? Hmm.
You see, what I do is I just report it on our news and event show. So I'm letting everybody else spend. I'm telling them spend your money on the Run Disney races, but if I'm not running for food, I'm not running.
Wow.
If you're not running to Cabana, you're not running.
Oh, I'll run to Cabanas because what's at the end of Cabana? What's that? What's at Cabanas? Food. Show me food, I'll run to it. Yeah, let's see. Is there anything else? Airline tickets, they go up and down. They say Tuesdays are the best time to buy airline tickets. I don't believe that's exactly true. I think you can find discounts on weekends sometimes. If you're going on a Saturday night or Sunday night, you might find something decent, or Friday night even.
I think what they made is I think they release the tickets on Tuesdays, but you can book it from any day of the week. It's just the prices get released on a Tuesday. If you don't book it early, those prices go away fast.
Yes, they do. They go fast. Yeah.
Plane tickets are so expensive right now.
Oh, yes, they are.
Yes,
Oh my goodness.
absolutely. It's crazy. I saw some flights from New York to Orlando. $799. One way. One freaking way. That's nuts. And it's not first class.
Well, Biden just opened up the national oil back, whatever they call it, to lower the prices. So now if everyone would lower their prices, we might see airline prices also lower with that.
So first,
That's what he's
I'm
hoping.
glad he did that. Something I want to say, though, is what people don't get is the prices went up before the prices went up at the gas pump.
Speculation.
Went up before the barrels of oil went up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of these oil companies, gas stations, they're charging you through the nose before the prices go up. So once the prices go up, they've already made their money. And it just continues. And the government does nothing.
They're trying, but there's nothing the government can do. They don't control the price of the gasoline.
We're not here to talk politics. I just wanted to mention that. And
I'm just saying, they don't control that.
What you mentioned. I'm glad he opened it up finally.
Yeah, they opened it, so that should be lowering the price per barrel because we're getting it. It's gas or oil that we already have, and so it'll be less expensive. That should lower our prices, hopefully.
I know some states were talking about suspending the gas tax for a period of time to help people out. I don't know if any states have done that yet. But anyway, speaking of lowering prices, we'll never see that anywhere, especially at Walt Disney World. But you know what? Don't blame Disney for the high prices because everybody is raising prices everywhere. But we're just trying to help you guys out to save a little money on your next Disney vacation. Some of the savings is painful, and I get that. Your kid wants to go to a character meet and greet, and the only way to do it is to pay for that lightning lane for it. So you might have to do that, or the character breakfast, it might just be too much for your budget this year. You might have to skip it. So there are painful decisions staying out of the parks one day. That's another painful decision people have to make or have to make.
Extras like Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. My kids have not done it ever. As many times as they've been to Disney, they've not done it because that's always the thing that's on the chopping block. I cannot justify the price tag for that.
Have you thought of doing something similar at home and give them a Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique day at home where you buy the outfits for the kids and the makeup and the glitter and glitz and do it and have them do it with you?
So yeah, they've got all kinds of princess dresses and and everything. So, at least, well, the two younger ones do. And then glitter is not allowed in my house because it's everywhere. You
I,
just,
I get that.
Right.
Yeah. So, if they want to dress up, they can go dress up. But I think for them, it's more about the experience, being in the castle and getting, a new dress and having somebody do your hair and your nails. And it's like $150 a kid.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. But
It adds
your
up.
kids are worth it. I'm trying to spend Lottie's money.
Yeah.
She spends it very easily herself.
Yeah, I know. Don't we all?
Right.
Um,
Right. Yeah. Those bubble wands that are broken before you even leave the park.
oh
Are
yeah.
like a quarter of the price at Walmart before you leave. Or we'll go to the dollar-ish store and get the those you break them and they glow.
The glow in the dark, yeah.
Yeah, the little glow in the dark
sticks. Glow sticks.
glow sticks, but they're like necklaces and bracelets and things.
Yeah.
We'll do those instead of buying the ones at the park because they want to wear them during fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
They're just so many ways to activity books instead of dragging tablets around, activity books for while they're standing in line. Those are at the dollar store.
Mm-hmm.
When they ask for something, you gotta know what they want before they want it. So when they ask for it, you pull it out your bag and you don't pay 500% markup.
I don't know if it was in Epcot or
Exactly.
Magic Kingdom that I saw this, and it was the first time. And I don't know how long Disney's been doing this, but it was the first time I saw this. They had a cast member right before the fireworks show selling glow sticks and the brace and the necklaces. I'd never seen that before, and I just, you know what?
That's been for years.
Oh, it has. Okay.
When my kids were young, that's where we got the idea. Why aren't we just bringing our own?
Yeah,
bring our own.
Well, that's a way to save money right there. Bring your own.
Yeah, because they were only like you get the big whole container for less than $5.
Yeah. 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 And if anybody
and then bring them back. If you get stuff, put it away. Don't let the kids keep it. If you're gonna go on another Disney trip, because more than likely that bubble wine that I bought, they don't even know where it is right now. So they don't care about it when they get home. Just they gotta have it in the moment. When you get ready to leave, you put it in the suitcase and you empty it out and you save it for next time so you don't have to buy it again.
Rinse it out, or else that soap sticks in there.
You just gave me a thought. I'm talking to the adults that are listening to the show now, not the kids, because the kids deserve to get these kind of things, and it's okay because they're kids. But
buy your adult beverage off-site.
No.
Drink it in your dorm or in your room.
Well, that's a good idea too.
There you go.
That's not what I was going to mention. I was going to, you see the goofy hats and the other things. If you're never going to wear it again when you're home, because people will buy these things, hey, I'm in the parks, I'm going to be a kid again. They get home and it's like, okay, I'm going to work today. I can't bring that goofy hat with me. They'll never wear it again. Don't buy it. If you're never going to wear it outside of the parks, do not buy it if you're looking to save money. Kids, though, that's another story. Let them do what they want. It's fun. Let them enjoy themselves. All right. And Kurt, you mentioned, you're right. Get your booze off property if you're going to drink. Just don't get to the point where you're going to be rowdy or
don't overindulge.
Yeah. Yep. That's very important. And you know what? If you come down with kids, show your kids you're responsible and just don't even drink. No,
you need drinks if you're traveling with kids.
When the kids are sleeping, you're on your balcony enjoying a beer. Buy a 6-pack, not a case. You can enjoy one a night. On the balcony, there you go. Just watching the sunset.
I've seen more parents have meltdowns at Walt Disney World than kids ever. You do see the occasional kid having a meltdown. But for every kid I've seen having a meltdown, I think I've seen about 20 or 30 parents having meltdowns.
Is that price related?
I once saw a parent have a meltdown. I think it was Snow White's Scary Adventure. I'm not sure, but it was in Adventureland. Father took his son to the bathroom, came back. As soon as he got back, the son said, I have to go to the bathroom again. And the father just lost it.
Oh.
Yeah, so I've seen, that's one that comes to mind because, my kids were online watching all this, and it's just like, it's not a pretty scene. You don't want your kids seeing that. And I felt so bad for the kid. If the parents had maybe taken a break from the parks for a couple hours and then come back, the father probably would have been a little more tolerant of his son. Anyway, anything else you guys can think of, or we'll wrap it up right here? All right. I think we gave our listeners a lot to think about, and viewers a lot to think about. iTunes, there's other places you can listen to the show, but if you want to watch us, you can watch us on YouTube. We're there now.
Mm-hmm.
So we will be back early next week with the news and events edition again, and then later next week with another of our regular broadcasts. So until then, everybody be safe. Bye-bye. And happy April Fool's Day tomorrow.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
See you real soon.
Have a magical night and stay safe.